This was my dream job when I started at Laurier. I knew this is kind of where I wanted to get to. I think what makes it even more special is I get to do my dream job at my alma mater, at a place that means so much to me. And you know, that for me, I think I'll pinch myself every single day that I have been able to lay down a foundation here for me personally. I've been able to meet my wife, and we started our family. You know, KW is our home, Laurier is our home, and to be able to say that this is going to be our home for a really long time, and I never had to leave. You know, those are the things that'll sit with me, and it's going to seem like a dream every single day because I'm doing what I love to do. You know, who do I think about? Oh, sometimes I think about my first year roommates and thinking of like, is this where we ever would have thought me being? I hope so, but probably not. It wasn't even a dream you were talking about. I think about those I met in my first year who I'm still close with. They're still friends. I think about the people that I met through Laurier. But then I really think about what this means for my kids. You know, they really think of themselves as Golden Hawks. They wear the purple and gold to school. And I think, you know, when I came home and was able to tell them that this was the role that I was hired for and I get to do, they were like, Dad, that's your dream. And they're 8. So I think about them, obviously, and it makes me emotional thinking about that they get to be a part of it with me. And I'll never forget that. And I think at the other day, I live by this every day. And, you know, my parents raised me to live with integrity, be true to yourself, have your core values, but ultimately every day, do your very best to be a good person. And that's what I'm going to continue to do every single day that I show up here. I bleed purple and gold. Every day I'm excited to come to work. I always say I'm more excited to come to work today than I was yesterday, and I'll be more excited to come to work tomorrow than I was today. And really what it's about the experience. And the experience I had, I can still say is a very similar experience to the students at Laurier have now. If not, it's just probably better, even better. Better spaces, better facilities, better programming. But one thing that's never changed at Laurier, and I hold that dear to me, is the people. It's a people-first institution. They care about the people that are here. We care about students. They care about the staff. They care about their alumni. And that's something that I'll always hold deep. Everybody here, I really do believe, in athletics and recreation, show up every day to do right by the students and to elevate their experience, whether that's our varsity programs, our recreation programs, our partnerships across campus and in the community. And then also, we don't forget where we've come from and the people who've came before us and paved the way to be here where we are now. And we have a responsibility to continue that road and pave that way for the Golden Hawks that are going to be coming in the future. I've been very fortunate to work with and be around some tremendous people during my time at Laurier. The Chris Dodds of the world, the Adam Lawrences, the Peter Baxters. I was able to meet people and be around people like Gary Jeffries, Wally Gabler, Pat Kitchen, who she was the first boss I had when I started working in athletics and recreation, and you know, she taught me the elements of patience and forward thinking. And then most recently, obviously, with people like Kate McRae Bristol, who believed, you know, that relationship that we formed when she started here, and her belief in me to now take on this role. To the responsibility to do right by our students, to do right by our alumni, to do right by what Laurier stands for, to do right by what it means to be a Golden Hawk. Those are the aspects for me. And then lastly, obviously, this is a family decision. To take on the role of Director of Athletics and Recreation, it's not something that I take lightly, but it's also something that I'm in lockstep with my wife and my 2 kids. They both as well bleed purple and gold, and I don't get to make the decision. I don't get to do the job that I love without their support, and that is something that, you know, is dear to me. And you know, my kids, when I told them that I was given the opportunity to be the Director of Athletics and Recreation, their outcome was, Dad, that means when Laurier wins championships, we get to come on the stage with you and give out the trophies. And you know, that is the true purity of sport and the innocence of how you can impact such grassroots level of kids, and my kids get to be a part of that, very similar to how I was that with my own dad growing up.